All right, guys. So Corey Corey, our media man, went over the prep for this video in our last video, and like he said, what we're doing is making deer sausage soup. So right here, you can see this is our deer sausage. It is a even balance of deer and fat. And all we're doing here is just cutting it up in little discs. And here shortly, you're going to see that we're going to be browning this before we mix the whole mix together. When you do soups like this or stews or anything like that, it's best for the flavor wise to brown the meat before you put it in. That way you get a little bit more flavor, the meat itself holds up better in the soup as it cooks, and you don't have to worry about it crumbling all apart. Also, because depending on who makes the sausage, sometimes your casings can be real weak, so they may fall apart real easy in the soup if you don't brown them first and firm it up. So we'll show you all that process here in just a moment. Alright, y'all, so that's the simple process of cutting up the sausage that we got. And you see here, we're going to take it. Now make sure, you can use any pan you want, but we like to use our black iron pan. To me, it just does a much better job of cooking your heat distribution between pan and meat. Is a lot more dispersed. All I did here was just put a little bit of olive oil in the pan. Now I season my pans with bacon grease. So before I even put that meat in there, I had a decent coat of bacon grease in it, but I added just a little extra olive oil in there just to help it not stick so much. And as you can see, we're just letting it brown up a little bit. You ain't got to cook it all the way, because it's going to finish cooking while it's in the soup cooking, but all you want to do is just brown it, just like that. So get it brown, take it out the pan like that. You ain't got to drain it on paper towel, although it ain't gonna hurt nothing if you get a little extra grease in your soup. And right here, what we got is we're adding a half a stick of butter to a black iron 4-quart Dutch oven. And this is going to be the beginning stage of our roux. Now, most people know how to make a roux. Just take your butter and your flour, mix it on up. Right here, we're going to add in, we're going to start with about a half a cup of flour to a half a stick of butter. You're going to mix it up as you go. Now, it's important to note that if you've never made a roux, you can't stop mixing it once you start, because you're going to end up burning it if you do. And you can always add a little bit more flour afterwards if you need to, or butter if you need to make your roux the thickness that you want and the color that you want. The darker you get it, the more nutty of a flavor it's going to have. Alright, y'all, so while that roux is making, we're going to oil up this cast iron pan with a little bit of bacon grease. And we're fixing to get the onions and peppers, carrots, and celery that we marinated overnight in there. And we're going to let it start sauteing in there. Now, the garlic ain't in there yet. We're going to wait till this kind of cooks down a little bit. Onions get translucent, and at the end we're going to throw the garlic in there. Alright, everything's been sauteing for about 20 minutes. We're going to add that garlic now. Now make sure when you do this, you got your fire ain't super hot. We got about a medium low to medium heat. Mix that garlic in real good, that way it don't sit on the bottom and burn. Because ain't nothing worse than burnt garlic taste. Now that roux's ready and that them vegetables are sauteed, we're going to add the vegetables to the roux mixture. And once all the veggies are in there, we're gonna mix it all up real good. And then we're gonna add our stock in. Now at this point here, you want to go ahead and add your stock. Whether it's homemade, store-bought, mixed up from a mix, it don't matter. It's all going to taste good. You want to go ahead and get that all mixed up well. And it's going to sit here and stew for just a few moments, and go ahead and add your sausage in there. Now remember, this sausage ain't fully cooked. You can fully cook yours if you want to, but the longer it sits in this mixture and kind of simmers, the more tender it's going to get. After it's all mixed good and well, go ahead and add your 1 can of Rotel tomatoes. It don't matter what brand it is, just we got ours from Walmart. Get you some mild Rotel tomatoes. Makes a big difference in the taste. Y'all can see here, this is after it's been cooking for a little while. Our meat's nice and tender. And you can bet that's going to be a good soup right there. Put that on some rice with a biscuit. That's a good eat.